Hi guys, I'm going to walk you through how to use this tape diagram to help you find unknowns. So let's first start off by reading our word problem. Andre wants to save $40 to buy a gift card for his dad. Andre's neighbor will pay him weekly to mow the lawn, but Andre always gives a $2 donation to the food bank in weeks that he earns money. Andre calculates that it will take him 5 weeks to earn the money for his dad's gift. He draws a tape diagram to represent the situation. So the first thing I like to do is underline important information or circle. So I know that $40 is the total amount that he wants to solve, and that makes sense. Not solve, sorry. The total amount that he wants to save. So I'm going to write total amount. I think it's helpful to do it at the same time. I'm also gonna circle gives a $2 donation. I included the gives because that's telling me that I'm giving money. So it's being subtracted from my total amount that I've saved. Okay, I can see that right here where we're subtracting 2 each time. So that's subtracting, and I'm only gonna write it once, but each time I subtract 2, that's my donation. Okay, so you can see that right here, here, and here. Okay, it also says that it takes him 5 weeks to earn this money. That's a little bit harder to see, but I've noticed that this tape diagram is broken up into 5 different blocks. So 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Okay, the next thing I want to do is read through what the questions are asking me. What does the X represent in the tape diagram? Well, I often think, what is the one thing that I don't know? Whatever you don't know will usually be what your X is. I'm going to actually erase that. Okay, so what don't I know? Well, I know that he's giving $2 each week, and I know that he has a total amount of 40. What's important is each week he's giving $2 from what? And that's the one thing that I don't know. I know that it's $2 from the amount that he earns, but I don't know what that is. So in this case, our X represents the amount he earns each week. Okay. The next thing it asks me is how much does Andre's neighbor pay him each week to mow the lawn? So what it's really asking us is, what does X equal? Well, I could write an equation for this, or I could try to just think about the problem. I think it's easier to write an equation. So I know that, and I'm going to do this in a different color. I know that we have 5 things that are the same. Whenever I have 5 of the same thing, I think of multiplication, because I think I can multiply whatever that is by 5. And in this case, I have 5 boxes that say 5 equals x minus 2. And when I do that, I will get 50, or 40, excuse me. So I'm going to start off with, I know that each of these boxes are going to equal the same amount. And I know that each of these boxes added together is 40. So what would I have to multiply 5 by to get to 40? And I know that's 8. Okay, so I know x minus 2 will equal 8. Sometimes I put my finger over what's inside the parentheses there. So now what I'm going to do is write an equation where x minus 2 equals 8. And then ask myself, what would x have to equal? And in this case, our x would have to equal 10. Because I know that 10 minus 2 equals 8. So now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to say Andre's, because I like to restate my question really. Andre's neighbor will pay him $10, and I'm going to make sure I write my units each week. In the next slide, I'm going to want you to try to interpret a tape diagram on your own and figure out what your variable represents.